Welcome back, everyone. There are new rules in Texas for certain treatments, such as Botox. The president of the Texas Medical Board says the changes are happening because consumers are demanding more transparency. This all comes after a KXAN investigation just last year uncovered how anyone in the state can become certified to inject Botox.
Investigator Arzo Dost has been following a push for more oversight, and she's joining us now to break it all down. Arzo, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Will and Avery. Thanks for having me.
So I know your original investigation that aired last year really told the story of a medical emergency that someone had, and it led to a small town police department to push for change. For people who haven't seen your investigation, give them a bit of a recap. It is a pretty wild story.
Our team, Dalton Huey and our photographer Chris Nelson and I, we spent some time in Dublin, early last year into the summer. Dublin is north of Austin, and we really were told about a medical situation there that needed to be looked at. We'd gotten a tip about it, and it turned out that there was a young woman who had gone into one of the shops in town for a Botox treatment, something that she had seen advertised on social media, so she didn't think it was a big deal. She'd gone in, and in the back of the boutique, she had told us, there was like a little closet area that had a curtain where she went in to get this Botox treatment. Well, she told us within seconds she felt faint and was feeling dizzy, and she passed out. Well, the EMS report that we had gotten said that she had a 5-minute seizure. She was vomiting. She had a really bad reaction. And it prompted the police department in the small town of Dublin to start looking into this case to see what had exactly happened and what were the credentials of the person that was giving her this Botox injection.
So talk about, as you all investigated, what did you learn about how these procedures work in Texas? What kind of oversight is there over this industry?
Well, as it turns out, anyone today can go and become certified to be able to do these kinds of injections, as long as it's under the supervision of a medical director, a doctor, or someone that's delegated from, with oversight from that doctor, like a physician assistant or advanced practice nurse practitioner. But in many of these cases, lawmakers and health advocates tell us that's really not happening. In the Dublin case, when this medical emergency happened, the police department says there was no medical director or doctor on site that day. And in fact, the medical director listed was hours away in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And the police department said their investigation was going to look into, and still continues to look into, well, where is the medical oversight in situations like that?
And Arzo, just this week, you got an update about some of the rules governing all of this. What's changing?
Well, the Texas Medical Board has been getting complaints and has been looking into what needs to change. And as of just Friday, the rules were updated and released. There's more transparency because consumers are asking for transparency, we're told. So the new rules really want people to know who is giving these injections. And it's not only Botox that we're talking about. We're also, under these rules, talking about IV hydration clinics. So who is giving these injections and therapies, and what are their credentials? So all facilities and practitioners have to list their, the doctor's name, their license number in Texas, and then also advertise that information. And that information has to be available, on tags so people know who is doing this and are they qualified.
Certainly some more transparency for sure, but you're also following an effort at the Texas Capitol this session with some bills. What is this Texas lawmaker trying to do?
It's all about oversight. Our state lawmaker, Senator Charles Shortner from the Georgetown area, is really pushing for more oversight. Last session he tried it, the bill didn't get far. He filed it again this session, and he's really hopeful that it will get far this session, but it ultimately will provide more oversight and really makes the agency that's over this profession, cosmetologists, barbers, estheticians, have more accountability when something does go wrong.
Arzo, incredible reporting. Thank you so much for joining us to give us a little of the background and the insight into it. And for all of you at home, you can watch Arzo's latest story tonight on KXAN News. You can also dig into it now. That's in the investigative section of KXAN.com. And there, you'll also find a link back to her and our team's original investigation for you to explore. We'll be right back after the break.